You hear it before you ever see it. A low, steady rumble in the dark. Not fast, not loud like a jet tearing the sky apart, just constant, circling, watching, waiting. And then suddenly, everything changes. Targets disappear with impossible precision. Entire enemy positions go silent in seconds. And if you're on the ground, hearing that sound above you, there's only one thing running through your mind. You're going to make it out alive. Because this is not a fighter jet. It's not a stealth bomber. It's something far more controlled, far more patient, and far more terrifying. And today, you're going to see exactly why. You're watching the Navy Star, and in this video, you're going deep inside one of the most feared and respected aircraft ever built, the AC-130 Gunship, especially its most advanced version, the AC-130J Ghost Rider. This is the aircraft that doesn't rush in and out. It stays, it studies, and when it strikes, it doesn't miss. If you've ever thought speed equals power in modern warfare, this video is about to completely change how you see things. Right now, I want to ask you something. If you were on the ground in a firefight, would you want a jet that's gone in seconds, or something that stays above you for hours? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see what you think. Now here's where this story really begins. Back in the Vietnam War, there was a serious problem. At night, everything changed. Visibility dropped. Enemy forces moved freely. Ambushes were constant. US troops were exposed, especially along supply routes and remote outposts. And the biggest issue? Air support just wasn't effective enough in the dark. Jets were fast, but they couldn't stay. They made a pass and disappeared. Helicopters were vulnerable. What was needed was something completely different. So military planners came up with a radical idea. Instead of flying straight at a target, what if an aircraft just circled it continuously? What if it could lock its weapons on one point and never lose sight of it? That concept became reality through something called a pylon turn. The aircraft banks in a circle, and its side-mounted guns stay fixed on a single point on the ground. That means constant fire, constant pressure, and constant control. And when the first gunships arrived in Vietnam in 1967, the results were immediate. Enemy attacks started failing. Convoys moved more safely. Outposts that were once vulnerable suddenly became protected. And the soldiers on the ground realized something powerful. This aircraft wasn't just support, it was survival. If you've ever heard stories about war changing overnight, this is one of those moments. Let me know in the comments if you think this was one of the most game-changing innovations in air combat history. Now fast forward to today, and that same concept has evolved into something far more advanced. The AC-130J Ghost Rider. At first glance, it doesn't look like something that should dominate a battlefield. It's based on a transport aircraft. It uses propellers. It's not stealthy. It's not supersonic. But everything about it is built for one purpose: total battlefield control. This aircraft can stay in the air for hours, not minutes, hours. It watches everything below using advanced sensors, infrared systems, electro-optical cameras, and now, even high-end radar that can see through clouds in bad weather. And then there's the firepower. You're not just looking at machine guns or light weapons. This thing carries a 105mm howitzer. Yes, the same kind of artillery you'd expect on the ground, firing from the sky. Think about that for a second. An artillery cannon, mounted inside an aircraft, firing with precision at night. Alongside that, it has a 30mm cannon capable of shredding vehicles and enemy positions. And if that wasn't enough, it also carries precision-guided weapons like Hellfire missiles and small-diameter bombs designed for surgical strikes. That means it can engage multiple types of targets, from vehicles to buildings, without causing unnecessary damage around them. Now let me ask you this. Do you think a platform like this is more dangerous than a fighter jet in certain situations? Tell me your opinion below. Now let me ask you this. Do you think a platform like this is more dangerous than a fighter jet in certain situations? Tell me your opinion below. But what really makes this aircraft different isn't just its weapons. It's how it uses them. Everything inside the Ghost Rider is coordinated. Pilots, sensor operators, weapons specialists. Every move is calculated in real time. Every shot is deliberate. This isn't chaos. This is control. And that's why troops on the ground trust it more than anything else. Because when things go bad and you need support that doesn't fail, this is what you call. Now here's where things get even more interesting.
Because this aircraft isn't just staying the same, it's evolving.
Recently, the Ghost Rider has been upgraded with something that completely changes its role. A new class of weapon known as the Black Arrow or Small Cruise Missile. This is where things shift from close support to long-range dominance. This missile can travel up to 400 nautical miles. Let that sink in. That means the aircraft doesn't even need to be near the target anymore. It can stay far away, outside dangerous air defense zones, and still strike with precision. The missile launches from the rear ramp. It deploys its wings, activates its engine, and then flies directly to its target using guided navigation. So now, the same aircraft that was once known for circling overhead is also capable of hitting targets hundreds of miles away. This is a transformation, and I want to know what you think. Does this make the AC-130 even more valuable in modern warfare, or does it change its identity completely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But that's not the only upgrade. The Ghost Rider is now receiving advanced radar systems similar to those used in modern fighter jets. This means it can detect and track targets even in bad weather, heavy clouds, or dust storms. Before, its biggest limitation was visibility. Now, that limitation is disappearing. Add in improved electronic warfare systems, better communication networks, and stronger defenses against missile threats, and you start to see what's happening. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete evolution. But let's be real for a moment. This aircraft is not perfect. It's large. It's slower than jets. It doesn't have stealth capabilities. And in heavily defended airspace, it can be vulnerable. That's why military leaders are already adapting how it's used. Instead of sending it directly into high-risk zones, it operates more strategically, supporting from the edges, using long-range weapons, coordinating with other systems. And that's exactly why these upgrades matter so much. They allow it to stay relevant, to stay effective, and to stay dominant in a world where warfare is constantly changing. Now here's a question I want you to think about. Do you think the future will include a stealth version of this aircraft? Something that combines its firepower with invisibility? Let me know what you think, because that debate is already happening, and the answer could shape the future of air power. But no matter what changes come, one thing remains the same. The role of this aircraft. It protects, it controls, it dominates the battlefield in a way nothing else quite can. And for decades, it has done exactly that. From Vietnam to the Middle East to modern conflicts, it has remained one of the most trusted platforms in combat. Because when everything is uncertain, when visibility is low, when the stakes are highest, this is the aircraft that shows up. And when it does, everything changes. If this video gave you a new perspective on air power, make sure you hit subscribe right now. Because on this channel, you're not just watching military content, you're understanding it at a deeper level. And before you go, I want you to think about this. In a world focused on speed, stealth, and cutting-edge technology, why does a slow, circling aircraft still dominate the battlefield? That answer might be more important than anything you've heard today. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.